What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts, where we are staying in Australia tonight. Oh yeah, we are going to be checking out first week in Australia. You must do this. Ramasai checks one out. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're just going to get right into it, folks. We're going to get right into it. Oh yeah.
The moment you arrive in Australia, and I mean at the airport, you need to get an Australian mobile phone number. But in order to do this, you first need to know what are the major Australian telecommunication companies. Okay, these are Telstra, Optus and Vodafone. There are others, but these are the major ones. Each of these companies have many stores all around the country, and they offer different mobile plans at different prices each. The most common plan that you can get is your SIM plan. If you're coming with your phone already, you just get the card and that's it. Otherwise, you can get a mobile phone contract where you get a phone plus your SIM card and you pay that monthly. But let me quickly explain the two major mobile phone plans that you can get. You can get a prepaid plan, which means that you pay up front, or you can get a postpaid plan, which means that you pay a fixed amount at the end of the month. The cost of these plans, $30 per month to $90. It all depends on the amount of data that you get, the amount of calls and texts, etc. The second thing that you need to do is to sort out your transportation. During your first months in Australia, public transport is usually going to be your best bet. But for this, you need to first get a public transport card. Bear in mind that these public transport cards are different in each Australian state. Let me explain. If you're in Melbourne, you're going to need a Myki card, but you can't use this card in Sydney. If you're in Sydney, you're going to need the Opal. And if you're in Brisbane, you're going to need the Go card. And if you're in Perth, the card is called Smart Rider. And if you're in Adelaide, you're going to need the Metro card. If you're in Tasmania, the Green card. And if you're in Canberra, My Way. Where can you get these cards? Usually at any convenience store or 7-Eleven or at any train station. And to top up these cards, that is to put money in them, you have a range of options depending on the state that you're living in. Usually you can do this online or at any train station. Okay, another concept that you need to know about public transport here is the concept of touch on and touch off. For example, when you arrive at the train station, you're going to need to touch on, and then when you leave the train or the train station, you're going to touch off. This is the same for the bus and for the tram. If you're not a big fan of public transport, you have the...
Yeah, this is some good information there. Really important information, especially when you just enter the country, or any country that is. Yeah, we're gonna take it back just a bit.
For the bus and for the tram. If you're not a big fan of public transport, you have the option of getting a second-hand bicycle, or you can use public bicycles and scooters. And the other option is to hire a car. If you want to get a used car, you can go to carsales.com.au, and then you have a different range of options, and this can go from $3,000 to $20,000. The third thing that you need to do when you arrive in Australia is to open a bank account. The major Australian banks are Commonwealth Bank, ANZ, NAB and Westpac Bank. What do you need in order to open a bank account here in Australia? Well, let's have a look at the Commonwealth. I can give you a brief overview. As you can see, these are the requirements and documents you will need to have with you when you go and visit their branch. And once you get everything set up, the rest is all done online. Whatever bank you choose, I recommend jumping online, navigating their website and see the requirements and the different documents that you're going to need in order to open that bank account. But if you're still not super confident, just go to the bank in person and they're going to help you with absolutely everything. Speaking of banks and paying for things, here in Australia you use PayPass. That is your phone to pay for absolutely everything. As you'll see, people are paying with their phone or their watches. It's a cardless and cashless society, and I think this is something that you're going to have to get used to it. When I first came here, I was paying with my card using the chip and people were looking at me very weirdly. So yeah. Okay, the fourth thing that you need to do when you're here is to get a TFN, that is a tax file number. The TFN is a free personal number that you need to get for tax and superannuation purposes. If you don't get a TFN, you're going to have to pay more tax. This number is unique and completely confidential. As the ATO website shows, this is that can ask for your TFN. Once you get your TFN, don't share it with anyone. I'll leave you the link below to the ATO site for you to check that out and see everything that you need to know about your TFN. TFN. And once you arrive here, you're probably going to be staying in temporary accommodation, but you need to get started with finding a rental property, whether it is a house for yourself or an apartment or a shared house. I have a video on how to do that. I'll leave you the link down below on here, and I'm going to explain this very briefly. The major real estate sites are realestate.com.au and domain.com.au. If you're looking to live in a share house, flatmates.com.au is your best choice. How much you spend on rent will be different according to the state and city you're living in, or even the suburb that you're living in. You can expect to pay between $100 and $700 or $1,000 per week. Rental prices here are given per week, but you pay monthly. Bear that in mind. Bonus tip, for your first week here, if you're an international student, go to your university campus, take your different classes. Of course, you're going to do this in your first week of orientation, but yeah, it's an exciting time. I did it myself and it was very fun.
Yes, that's the first time she's clarified that, because many of her videos she kept on saying weekly the prices of the rental houses, but I didn't know you have to pay for it monthly. I thought maybe you could pay for it like just for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, if you're someone that just visiting for a short time, you know, like a tourist, a foreigner, and you just want to spend maybe a couple of weeks but not a month. So that's why I thought she was referring to the fact that you could actually pay in weekly installments if you're not going to stay an entire month. So I don't know if the rental property owners actually do that. I guess you could say, I mean, a type of Airbnb definitely will allow that. But that's the first time she said that, so it just really caught my attention, because I find that strange. She never really mentioned that they tell you it's in weekly payments, but you actually have to pay per month. Did not know that. Mobile phone is very important, so you have to understand the different services that's really available and how you go about if you're, the SIM card and all that stuff, because many people that have traveled, because I watch certain vloggers from different countries, and some have a lot of issues in terms of getting their mobile working properly, because they don't really know what services are good in terms of the companies. So what she mentioned there is so good, so you can actually check it out yourself and see which companies are better in terms of the usage and what you want to do. If you want to see that long channel actually that I do, hit over on Dyce Reacts, where I do music reactions. This is where I'm going to be making my exit. So until next time, peace out.